Even though this video is specifically for girl moms, if you have a son, just know how you carry yourself, your influence also affects them. Most of the time, your sons are going to end up dating women like you. They are always learning and watching us. Like right now, my daughter is watching me make this video. I'm not even a public influencer, but I am a private influencer. It starts with you. I don't teach my daughter how to be delusional. We ain't doing no Cardi B stunts over here.
I actually do cuss a little.
Do you?
Also, yeah.
What's your favorite curse word?
Probably.
As a girl mom, this is a one-on-one conversation that I think is much needed. Now, y'all know how I feel about advice, but on today's video, I'm speaking to you. We don't even know if this Cardi B and Offset divorce is even for real, because we don't know if this is a publicity stunt or something to get them some more clout, whether it's real or not. I'm going to use the situation as a learning example. Being that Cardi B is a girl mom of 2 girls, I specifically wanted to use Cardi B's situation to show how our actions and how we handle situations really does influence our kids. Me being a girl mom, I know how important it is, woman to woman, mother to daughter, how that bond literally affects us generationally, mentally, spiritually. It just affects us overall and how we see ourselves. We look at ourselves as a reflection of our parents. And if you're a woman, you may look at yourself as a reflection of your mother. Whether you look just like her, whether you act just like her, whether you don't like your mama. Most of us are better mothers than our mothers were to us because we've learned from our mama's mistakes. There's 5 things I do want to point out on this video when it comes to a mother's influence. And stay tuned at the end for some crucial advice. The first thing is the influence of your actions. Cardi B's reaction was not only scrutinized by her fans, but it will be scrutinized by her child as well. And let's be real, Cardi B is a celebrity, so everything that she posts on the internet, you know it's not going away. Somebody out there probably has a collage of Cardi B rants. I'm pretty sure Cardi B's daughter is around 6 or 7 now, so I'm pretty sure she has access to YouTube to see what her mom has been posting. As mothers, we are our daughter's first teachers. Even though we don't think that they understand everything, even though we don't think that they even see everything, they do. Children are sponges. They are always learning and watching us. Like right now, my daughter is watching me make this video. I don't think she's watching me, but I'm pretty sure she's listening close to the door. Our responses to hardship, love, and self-worth become their blueprint. There's times when our daughters want to be just like us, do everything that we do. And we got to be careful how we show ourselves, we present ourselves, because they are watching. I'm not even a public influencer, but I am a private influencer. I am a household influencer in the way I carry myself as a mother. Chloe always sees me making YouTube videos or listens to me making YouTube videos, and she's like, "Mommy, I want to be a part of it," because she wants to know, why is it holding so much of my interest? She sees that it's something that I'm interested in, that I give a lot of attention to, so she wants to be a part of it. So if you guys haven't already, go and check out some of our Mommy and Me vlogs. The second thing I want to point out is our empowerment to our daughters through boundaries. Cardi B's decision to stay in a toxic relationship is really going to reflect on her children. It's going to send a conflicting message to them. Nobody's relationship is perfect. Staying in a toxic cycle can teach our daughters that they should accept the same things in their lives. How many of us have seen women stay in relationships that they really don't want to be in, that they've settled for, or they're in it for the kids? I desire a 2-parent household. A lot of moms out there desire a 2-parent household. But we're not going to be so boundless with our boundaries to where we set that example for our kids to accept less than what they deserve. In the last video I made, Detaching with Grace, a video for lover girls, I shared how walking away from a situation that I was dealing with was not easy. My daughter had met his daughter, so that was kind of like a emotional friendship breakup for the 2 of them. Having to break down detachment and having enough self-respect to walk away from a situation that wasn't serving me to a 6-year-old was a challenge. But something that I realized was it wasn't based on my words, it was more so based on my actions. Which brings me to my third point, words over actions. Cardi B's video where she harshly criticized Offset for being the villain, really, just shows how our words can have a lasting impact. Our harsh words can have a lasting impact. It is important what we say in front of our kids. Now, we don't know if Cardi B's children were in the background of that video. We don't know nothing. But again, these kids have access to things that you will be surprised by. These kids hear everything. They are always tuned in, whether we know it or not. Let me tell y'all, does anybody else's daughter always be like, who you texting when your phone go off, or who calling you, or butt into your conversation and answer questions that somebody asked you, not them? I remember one time when my sister was younger and we were in a grocery store and a guy asked for my mom's phone number and my mom gave him the wrong number, and my little sister was like, that's not my mommy's number. It's important to be mindful of what we say in front of our children. It can definitely shape their understanding of relationships. Another point when it comes to words versus actions is how you handle frustration. I think with this whole Cardi B thing, her blowing up, emotionally exploding, just wasn't emotionally responsible. And I feel like Cardi B is one of those people who has a big heart. She is a lover girl. So it's like, it's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to be overwhelmed and flustered and disappointed and disrespected. But it's the way that we handle that frustration that sets the standards for our daughters to know how to react to certain frustrating situations. How can we use our words not to tear down, but to build up? There's times I was frustrated with Chloe's dad, and I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I wasn't frustrated in front of her. Y'all, it's okay to be frustrated in front of your kids. You have to be emotionally vulnerable in front of them. How are you gonna teach them how to be vulnerable with you? How are you gonna expect them to be vulnerable with you if you can't be vulnerable with them? I have been frustrated and I have expressed that in front of Chloe. I've even expressed it to Chloe before, but I've never spoke down on her dad in front of her. Let me just throw that out there, because baby, I'm not finna sit up here and cap. I have talked down, okay? I've always kept those conversations private just because that's still Chloe's dad, and I feel like as a mom, you have to respect that bond. And regardless of what these daddies do, y'all, girls are just daddy's girls. They don't see no wrong in what they daddies do most of the time. Now, I'll give you guys a specific story of this happening, y'all. So this actually happened before Chloe's dad passed away. Her dad got a new girlfriend, y'all, and you know, I was like, okay, you know, I was excited for him, because yes, leave me alone. They had ended up getting an Airbnb together, y'all, and Chloe was the only child there. So they had got an Airbnb, they kicking it or whatever, and one of his family members post on Instagram, like, you know, the vibe. Why is my daughter in the background while people are rolling up weed? Where's her dad? Because her dad was in the video. His girlfriend was in the video, and she was like all in my daughter's face, and I'm just like, I'm triggered. I'm instantly triggered. Like, where's my child? Who is that in her face? Like, there's all these men around. The girlfriend and her friend were the only two girls there. Other than that, it was just men. And I don't care what nobody say. Ain't nobody gonna look after my child like I look after my child. I was so mad with him because I'm like, where were you? Anything could have happened. You take your eyes off her for 1 second. You don't know what could happen. I don't know none of these men. All these men around my daughter. You don't know who's sick off in the head. You don't know this girl for real. Y'all haven't even been dating that long. Like, you got her all in my baby face. Probably drunk. Like, please. And y'all, I'm going off on him. Now, Chloe isn't around while I'm going off, for one. For two, when she did hear me talk about it, I had already calmed down. My conversation in front of Chloe during that time would be, thank God that nothing happened, but what could have been done differently? And what if X, Y, and Z happened? It kind of put Chloe in a predicament too, I feel like, to think like, oh wow, what if that did happen? Like, not to look bad on her dad, but to think maybe I should go find a safe place in a room or something where not all these adults are around on happy cigarettes or drinking grown-up drinks. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, we can't really control what our kids are going to be exposed to. They're going to be exposed to drugs, alcohol, sex in public school, just seeing it and hearing their peers talk about it. One thing that I like to do when I'm frustrated, y'all, is like be factual about it, because kids, they not really I feel like they don't really register our emotions how we're registering it. And then they don't take things serious as we take them. Like, think about when you were younger. I remember being younger and I'd be like, Mama, you just don't want me to, you don't want me to have fun. You don't want me to do this. You don't want me to do that. But now that I'm older, I'm like looking at it as like, thank God my mama did not let me go spend the night at everybody's house. As a girl mom, I just feel like being so emotional and just being so frustrated with our girls really just runs them away. We have to break down things to them in a way that's logical. Push your child to think for themselves. Push your child to see things in a logical way. It was Tony Gaskins. I heard him talking about, you know, when you're co-parenting with somebody and they go with the other parent and all they do is let them eat all the sugar or all the junk food, but when they come home with you, they eating real meals, healthier meals. So they come home and be like, oh, I want to go back over there. I get to eat what I want. But then you show them a video of, you know, what sugar actually does to your body, how your teeth are actually decaying, so it's harming your body. You're not down talking this parent, you're not being emotionally reactive, you just showing them the facts. Now, how Cardi B is going to explain to her daughter why she stayed in a 7-year marriage and got cheated on, and he said he didn't want her anyway, even though they had 3 kids in a marriage, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Cardi B has the resources to, you know, have counselors. And like I said at the beginning of this video, we don't even know if this is all a stunt. So teach your kids conflict resolution and emotional regulation. It literally starts with you. My 4th point is teaching them their self-worth. I feel like that video, real or not, really showed Cardi B's self-worth. And again, our kids are learning from us how we carry ourselves. So that says a lot in itself. When Cardi B says she regrets her relationship with Offset, but she doesn't regret her children, that was a clear reflection of what a lot of women face. They're not walking away from things, and they have daughters that are looking at them to be an example. It's like they're having to balance their love for their children, but also balance having unfulfilled situations. And I feel like the biggest thing that we could teach our daughters is to walk away from things that no longer serve us. And that doesn't always have to be a relationship. I'm actually rooting for women to find their person, to have that union as an example for your daughter. I think when teaching girls their worth, it's really, again, based on your actions. As a single mom, my daughter is seeing how I handle myself when I date. Like when I'm talking on the phone with somebody new, or she's observing me, you know, getting ready for the day, coming back home at a respectable time. I'm not out all night with no guy I just met. She's still seeing me like enjoy life while still being worthy of myself. I also feel like when teaching my daughter about self-worth, co-parenting was big for me because, you know, it showed her like I don't have to be a toxic baby mama, and I can value myself not to keep running back to something just because I want to be a happy family. Like, I don't teach my daughter how to be delusional. We teach our girls how to gracefully detach over here. And I'm not just saying her dad was all bad. Like, I'm not bashing her dad. We ain't doing no Cardi B stunts over here. Walking away, me not tolerating certain behavior, me standing on business really shows my daughter that I value myself. That's gonna be her cue to value herself as well. One thing about Cardi B, we know she can make a comeback. Like, girl, be careful with me. Regardless of her relationship status, Cardi B has shown her resilience as a mother and in her career. As a girl mom, we have to show our daughters that you can bounce back from anything. In difficult situations, showing resilience is crucial for our daughters. My daughter has witnessed me bounce back from personal challenges, whether that was moving back home with my mom. Like, literally, she's seen me start over and over and over again and just get back, start from ground zero, lose it all, gain it all. Like, my daughter has been there, ride or die, with me. And I feel like that's so crazy, even being the oldest daughter myself, and my girl is the oldest child. She's the only child. But being a girl mom and like having that oldest daughter thing, like, you go through so much with your mom, just seeing her grow. So being an example of resilience is key. While we always can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. My sixth point is breaking the cycle for the next generation. Now, the toxic notion of Offset saying he won by making Cardi B one of his baby mamas is crazy to me. Having that mindset just perpetuates unhealthy relationship patterns. Girl moms can break this cycle by being an example and showing their daughters what healthy love, partnership, and respect looks like. Maybe you desire to have a daughter, kill the baby mama culture. No marry, no carry. Teach your daughter the same thing if that's your beliefs. So how are you going to tell somebody else to do something when you haven't done it yourself? For my taken ladies, stand on business about yourself. Stop losing yourself in a relationship. You can still show up for yourself and show up for your children, being a mom who values herself, who represents self-worthiness, who can show their children what a healthy partnership looks like between you and your loved one. Also, those taking women who are doing it for the kids, baby, do it for yourself. Do your kids a favor and do it for you so you can show up as a healthy mom and be a powerful influence. I really kind of hate giving advice to taking moms and taking women because they believe I want everyone else to be single, but that is not the case, y'all. My job here is to empower you, to push you to think for yourself, and to push you to show up as the healthiest version of you so you can be a powerful influence to those around you, and especially to your daughters. I'm actually advocating for us to have healthy unions so those unions can be an example for our daughters. There's only 3 pieces of advice I'm going to break down today: self-awareness, self-love, and breaking generational cycles. Y'all know how I feel about advice videos, and I'm just going to ask you straight up, what can you do as a girl mom to encourage your daughter to take a different path? So let's jump into self-awareness. You have to recognize your patterns. Self-awareness is about knowing who you are. Being self-aware is the main reason I created this channel, because I wanted to empower women to think for themselves. We talk about the things that are hard to talk about, and we create a community to support each other. When it comes to being a girl mom, this means taking a step back and reflecting on how our actions, words, and decisions influence our daughters. In the case of Cardi B, the public sees a woman struggling in a toxic relationship while also trying to protect her career and protect her children. Her eagerness to share her business online shows her need for self-awareness. If it is true, I think that Cardi B addressing this situation was a stepping stone for her to realize some things within herself that she's been tolerating, that maybe she is too good, and understanding how her choices and decisions are eventually going to be impacting her children too. As a girl mom myself, I've had to become aware of moments where I was making decisions and it had a ripple effect on my daughter. Whether that was how I handle conflict or, how I was presenting myself, any little thing, I just know that she's always watching. Y'all, even like wearing crop tops and stuff, it'd be the smallest things, and our daughters will try to be like us. So she'll try to tie her little shirt up because I tied my shirt up, or she wants her hair done like mine. Like, it's always something. As a girl mom, you just have to ask yourself, am I setting the example I want my daughter to follow? My next piece of advice is just practicing self-love. Love yourself first. You can't take care of your daughter, you can't take care of your kids if you don't take care of yourself first. It's not about being perfect. It's about respecting yourself enough to have boundaries, staying aligned with your purpose, saying no when necessary, and prioritizing your mental and physical health. Cardi B has shown ample moments where she has prioritized herself. But when it comes to relationships, Cardi B has struggled to uphold her boundaries. We have to teach our daughters that loving yourself should never come second to a relationship, no matter how much we love that person. The main thing is modeling self-love to your daughter. So again, it's less about words and it's more about actions. I've learned that if I want my daughter to love and value herself, I have to love and value myself. If we want our daughters to grow up strong and confident, it starts with showing them what that looks like in action. My last piece of advice is breaking generational patterns. Just how it's important to have self-awareness, it's important to acknowledge generational patterns. Oftentimes, we subconsciously, unconsciously repeat the same patterns we saw growing up. Some patterns get passed down until we actually break the cycle. There's this whole trend of breaking generational cycles, and I love that for our generation because it is time to break the cycles. In Cardi B's situation, seeing Offset say he won because he made her one of his baby mamas was one of those cycles that needs to be addressed. It's one of those generational curses that reduces women in their relationships with men. The idea isn't new. It's been passed down through generations, y'all. Baby mama, baby daddy culture has been a cycle that is clear in our community. But the thing is, moms today have the power to break those cycles and redefine what healthy relationships and self-worthiness looks like. You know, personally, I've had to confront generational patterns in my own life. I realized that if I left these patterns unchecked, that they're gonna pass on to my daughter. I come from a long line of strong women, but single motherhood has become a reoccurring theme. My father passed away when I was young, and now Chloe is going through that same thing because her father just passed away. So I'm not saying that intentionally, you know, we became single mothers, but it has been a reoccurring theme of single motherhood in my family. While I have embraced the strength that it takes to do it alone, I just don't want to encourage the same pattern to my daughter. You know, it's important to have those tough conversations and hold myself accountable and allow my daughter to witness that. Allow her to see where I have failed in life, and being vulnerable and having those conversations with her so that she doesn't make those same mistakes. I think that a lot of moms try to portray this perfect life to their daughter, like, I never did that, I never did this. Like, I feel like having realistic conversations really does help our child see things more realistically. I also don't want her to be afraid of love. I want to teach her that she can love deeply, but choose a partner that is worthy of her. By breaking certain cycles, we teach our daughters to make healthier and better choices. And while independence is powerful, they don't have to follow the same path. We can show them that it's okay to love, but they have to love themselves first. Your daughter is looking to you for the blueprint on their life. By embracing self-awareness, practicing self-love, and breaking unhealthy generational cycles, you're not just giving them the tools to thrive, you're leaving them empowered. You're breeding self-respecting women. These are the women of the future. These are the women that are going to be making this decisions for us later on. So we gotta breed them and show them the way to go. Just as I'm empowering you on this channel, I want to encourage you to empower the next generation through your actions and influence. And thank you guys so much for tuning in today on another Talks with Tweet. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.